Hello, everybody. My name is Joel Filderman, and welcome to the Dog Trainers Connection. I'm not a dog trainer, but this person you see here is. This person's Steve Diller, and he's one of our forum members, and we're going to discuss a topic today, and just he and I. And what we're going to discuss today is what does it take to be a trainer, and not just to be a dog trainer, but as clients, clients are dog trainers too. So what, as a dog trainer yourself, Steve, do you need to pass on to the client so that they can be a trainer? And I know we were discussing this a little bit before we started recording, and we talked about a lot was about adaptability. So why don't you start talking about that?
Well, for an owner to be successful in training their pet, they have to be adaptable. That means that they have to be willing to change their own behavior to help the animal be successful, right? So dog training in the past, a lot of it has been about, the dog's going to do it because there's going to be some force involved in this, and very little concern was given to the animal's emotion. Today, especially when we're talking about our clients, they're very tuned in to the emotions of their pet. So as a professional dog trainer trying to teach the client how to be a dog trainer in essence, because they need to be that if they're going to be successful, they have to learn to be adaptable and be able to change, to be able to recognize the emotions of their pet and decide up front how they're going to respond to the emotions of their pet.
But you also said something about the characteristics of the dog. That was one of the things that we were discussing as well.
Absolutely, because in order to be good at this, you have to know your student, right? You have to know your student. Do you have a very willing, generous student willing to interact when you're doing your sessions?
I'm sorry, are you talking about the dog or the client?
Talking about the dog.
Oh, okay.
Talking about the dog. I mean, so that, what kind of a personality in essence does this dog have? I mean, there are some dogs that are really just very engaging, and then there are others that are more aloof and more difficult to communicate with. So if you've got an easy one, well, great. Your student is there for you. But if you have an aloof, then what kind of motivation are you going to use? How are you going to turn that student into a better student? And that's where owners need to know this, because otherwise, as a professional, you can go in, do what you do, then you get to go home. You're going to leave the client and the pet behind. They better have some knowledge and some skills when you leave. That's going to require that they become somewhat adaptable.
That's, wow. But so what about the client themselves? You're talking more about the dog and about the characteristics of the dog. Do you have to adapt depending upon what the client does as well?
Well, how the client feels. So you can suggest something to a client. You may feel strongly about taking a certain approach once you meet this animal. The client may not be on board with that approach. So what do you have to do? You have to change your approach. You can say, I'm the trainer, not you, because I that behave that way. They'll just look at the client and say, look, you're a doctor. I'm sure you're a good surgeon, but, I'm a dog trainer, so I'm going to tell you what you have to do. Well, that's not going to fly, because if the client isn't comfortable with that, they're not going to do it. Then you were not successful.
Right. So I'm guessing that you have to have different ways of dealing with the client as well, different thoughts as to different modalities and different techniques is more what the question.
Exactly. So most dog trainers like to say the bigger the bag of tricks they carry, the more successful they're likely to be. And that's mighty true.
So I guess what this comes down to, as it always does with you, Steve, is it's complicated. Yes, of course. So thank you very much, Steve, for being here. Thanks for talking with us. And let's get together on the forum real soon, and we'll see you then. And thanks for being here, folks. We'll see you soon. Bye.